Jonah, is your mic on? I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to start.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
No problem. I think we are good to go. Just want to make sure mic is working. Yep, it is. Cool. All right. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are here for Lightning Speed Racing. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back for another live stream. We just kicked off Group 2, so if you did miss out on the Group 2 race commentated by Vacant, definitely go check that one out. Myself and Kevin, who is here in the commentary box, we're racing in that one. But today, we're heading straight into the next race, Group 3. 16 drivers on the grid for the 4th round of this brand new division. And in the commentary box, it's myself, Formula Jonah League owner and founder, and joining me in the commentary box is my good friend Kevin Cal, who's also the Group 3 manager as well. So, Kevin, how are you doing?
Oh, not bad, Jonah. Yeah, doing good. Looking forward to this Group 3 race and see what happens here.
Yeah, it should be a very, very exciting race. Can't wait to see what these drivers can do, and welcome to everybody who's in the chat as well. Nice to see that a lot of people have already joined our live stream here, and can't wait to have you in chatting with us. If you do want to ask some questions or predictions or anything you want to ask us, let us know down in the comments below. We will try and respond with anything we can. But as for the circuit itself, it is a very, very amazing one. Of course, we are back here in Portugal for Lightning Speed Racing. This is the Portuguese Grand Prix at the Algarve International Circuit. It's got 15 turns to make up a circuit length of around 4.6 kilometers. That's around 2.8 miles long. There's also 2 DRS stones to help encourage overtaking as well. So it's going to be an exciting race here today for LSR. Lightning Speed Racing, of course. And I just want to say one more thing as well. Viewers, if you are new to LSR, please make sure to subscribe to see more content like this. We have not just Group 3, but of course, the other 2 divisions we have in this league, Group 2 and Group 1. Those are going to be streaming next week, and of course, we just finished Group 2 as well. We already got some questions coming in. First one is predictions. Kevin Cowell, in terms of predictions, who do you think is going to be getting pole position here today? You've commentated the last 3 races, so you've probably seen these drivers more than I have. So who are you thinking is going to get pole position here today for the Portuguese Grand Prix?
Well, I'm going to say it'll be between Fedora, Albrecht, and possibly Kendricks. Those are 3 fast guys. There's a couple other fast guys too, though. Kool-Aid is pretty quick, but Albrecht, he's been the fastest of Group 3 so far. So Albrecht wouldn't be surprising to see him take pole. So far, Fedora though is at the top with the 18.3. That's quite a good lap. Group 2 managed to get into the 17s. A few Group 2 drivers. So there could be a 17 in this qualifying, and Spiderweb has a good 3rd place time there. Speedy Gunner 4th. Talk to Me Goose is a new driver in 5th place with a 19.0. Wayne Morris, Lab, and we still have about half the field that has to put in a flying lap. So. Wolf is also a new driver. Yeah. So is anybody on a hot lap now?
Let's see. I think Kool-Aid Man is on his outlap. Purple is on his outlap as well. I think there's a Williams. Let's take an onboard, I guess, with Fiery Vulcan. Actually, he comes down the pit straight, coming down into turn 1. Let's see what he can do. A very, very difficult turn 1 as it is. It's a very big traction zone. This circuit is very notorious for having spins. Through turn 4, the uphill climb, probably one of the trickiest corners on this track, onto the small DRS zone, a little bit of a crest as you come down into turn 5. Heavy braking zone, but a great place for overtakes as well. Shifting up into around 5th to 6th gear as you exit turn 5, coming into 6, 7, a very fast couple of corners, and ooh, Fiery Vulcan almost losing the car there, and this is another corner where you want to make sure you get it perfect. Turn 8, it is a very difficult traction zone, and now we come into the roller coaster part of the track, as Lando Norris described it as we come down into a very, very tricky part of the track, as you want to make sure you aim the car in a perfect location so you don't hit those curbs. Now into turn 13, the final braking zone before we head out onto the main straight, and into turn 14 and 15. 14 is going to be a very long turn, but you're making sure that these drivers, or you're making sure that you have to get the gears in place. Into 15 now as we come round this corner up the hill for a very, very different sort of look to a race, and Fiery Vulcan actually hasn't set a time on the leaderboard there, so I'm not exactly sure what's happened unless he's invalidated his time or there's a glitch on my end, but currently he is still in 14th with no time. I wonder if he'll update in a moment. It doesn't look like... Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah. Let's see who else is on a lap here. Fedora...
Albrecht is coming to the line. I think he's about to start a lap. He set a 18.5 actually, so he was currently on a lap. Tommy also went P2 in the Mercedes. He was in the Group 2 race as a reserve just a moment ago and was very quick in that particular section. Talk to me, Goose. I'm curious to see what he's going to do. You know, you mentioned he is a new driver to the league.
Yeah. So he's going to finish a lap here, or is he starting a lap? Looks like he's starting a lap, huh? And he's in the Haas, and he's in 7th place, so he's pretty solid so far. And I think he's on a hot lap here, so we can watch his onboard.
For sure, yeah.
He's looking pretty good so far. Looks like he's a manual shifter. He's looking solid so far, and he's looking to break into the 18s. And I'm sure he will. He just needs to keep it together and put in a nice, solid qualifying lap.
Yeah, pretty clean so far.
Flag, you know. I'm still on board with Goose. Still looking good. And he's well, he's down to 10th, but he can make up a little bit of time in the last sector here. He nailed it. Looking pretty good. So he's coming on to the final straight to finish his lap. And let's see if he can improve it all here. He doesn't improve, unfortunately. So, how about Kendricks? Kendricks is sitting in the pits. Kaz is also sitting in the pits. They haven't set a lap time yet. How about Fedora's out on track?
I think it's an in-lap for him, though, because he's just set at 117.9, so that's quite impressive from the Haas driver. He's actually got no wing as well, which is quite surprising. I wonder if he interfered with a wall or something like that.
Albrecht has just invalidated his lap, so he'll probably box and try again. But yeah, that's great. Into the 17s for Fedora. He's a quick driver for sure. He does a lot of league racing. And Tommy is quite quick also in 2nd place with the 18.3. But yeah, Fedora, he's got the pole by 3 or 4 tenths so far. And Spiderweb's doing great in 4th place.
Yeah, the Alpines have actually done pretty good this season. I think that they could be on for a championship, honestly. I think it might be a battle between Alpine, Red Bull, and McLaren for the World Championship in Group 3. And, of course, viewers, this is the first ever season of Division Number 3. And this means that we'll have the first ever season, or first ever Group 3 champion at the end of the season. So that will be big news for them. And Haas, I mean, if talk to me, Goose, It's a long word to say there. If he continues on at Haas, and it's possible he may, Haas could have a very good chance of winning the championship as well. So a lot of key players in this race, and of course this is still early days. We're only into round 4 out of 15 races of this season, so it's going to be a very exciting one for sure.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, and it's great to see 16 people showed up for today's race. That's a solid showing. So let's see here. Who is on a hot lap?
Our Stratting is coming around the final couple of corners. He might be able to set a quick lap here as he goes to the line. It is a very quick lap time, a 1:18.2, just ahead of Tommy by around 1/10 of a second. But he is around 3/10 down off of Butt Fedora's time. So Stratting in a good time right now, and in a good place. Alfa Romeo showing that they have the pace for some strong positions in the races to come.
Yeah, that's a great second place in the qualifying so far, but still 5 minutes to go, and there could be a lot of changing at the top still. Yeah. So,
definitely. Oh, CT Wolfs was disqualified just now, and it says for going the wrong way, which is quite unexpected there.
Must have had a spin, and it was going the wrong way, unfortunately. That's too bad. He didn't set a lap time either. But, you know, he could have a good race. We'll see what happens. And it's a sprint race, so he's got 2 chances to put in a decent showing. And,
definitely.
Yeah. And Spiderweb, is he on a fast lap? No, he's not.
He just improved on his time, but didn't improve on his position. So he's still going to be with a 5th position with a 1:18.7 for the time being. He was with a 1:18.8 a moment ago, but did improve by about 1/10, I believe. Finally, Kaz and Kendricks are out on track. So great to see them back out on track and looking quite competitive as Kaz goes with a purple sector in Sector 1. That is quite impressive from the Aston Martin driver. He grabbed 4th position, if I'm not mistaken, at the last race. A great showing from him, and I believe driver of the day as well.
Yeah, he's a good driver, Group 3 driver in the Aston Martin. And let's see what he got. Let's see what he has here on board. And for some reason, they decided to start their qualifying quite late. So
maybe allowing the track to warm up a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose. Get some rubber on the surface. So let's see where they can move their cars onto the grid here. And by the way, there's a chance of heavy rain for the sprint race coming up after qualifying. So that should be interesting. 19-1. So that puts him 10th place. And Kendricks 18-9 into 7th place.
Good lap from Kendricks there, and Alpine in general going strong here in Portugal. Spiderweb in 5th and Kendricks in 7th for Alpine. A few things I want to mention real quickly. First off, the sprint race. We talked about that just a moment ago. If you guys are wondering, what is the sprint race? Well, the sprint race is effectively the race before the race, as I like to call it, as it is a mini race that basically sets the grid for the official race. So just want to make that clear in case anyone wasn't aware. It's the same distance as a normal race, so it's about half distance. I think in our Group 2 race, it was about 11 laps, so a little bit less than half, actually, of the full race. So quite surprising about that, but it should be a mini race before the actual race. And yes, if you were wondering if they can score points, yes, it is possible. We're actually going off of the F1 point system, so they will be scoring up to 8 points in Group 1 as the 23 Alpine goes off the track to allow the other cars to go past. Smart move from Kendricks there. The other thing I wanted to mention as well, in case you guys were wondering, Group 1 didn't take place yesterday. Reason being there was a lot of people out. I think I can't remember exactly how many were out, but we decided to postpone the race. So in case anybody was wondering, and if any Group 1 drivers are wondering, like what is next kind of thing, we're going to be having it take place next weekend. So that's with that. And then also we had Group 2 just a moment ago. While this qualifying session ends off, Kevin, how was your Group 2 race?
Oh, I had a great qualifying. I qualified, I think, third or something, and the sprint race did well. I got third there, and I was running about third in the main race, and I churned one. I took too much curb and spun myself out, and yeah, it wasn't the best. But actually, with the combined sprint and main race, I still got 8th position. So, and I got the fast lap in the main race as well. So. It was disappointing, though, that I spun myself out, but still fun, though.
It's life, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll get a better result in the next one. And you were driving with Mercedes. You said you had a good qualifying session, and it seems like Mercedes in general today have had a good qualifying session. As speak of the devil, Tommy goes 1:17.6. 3/10 faster than Fedora, and I was riding on board with him just as you were mentioning your Group 2 race, and he had to do some quick reaction times to avoid a slow-moving AlphaTauri who was coming back out on track. I don't think that will be a penalty, but very, very impressive stuff from Tommy to move out of the way and still grab the fastest time overall, and that might be pole position for the Mercedes driver here in Group 3.
Yeah, that's great. 17.6. That would have put him toward the top of Group 2. I think that was about close to what my time was for qualifying, about a 17.7. So yeah, that's a great time. Yep, and so there still might be a few guys out here on a hot lap strafing. Strafing's in fourth. He might be on a hot lap here. I think he is.
Yeah, I think so.
He's way down. He's on a cool down lap. He's way down on his time. So, and yeah, pretty much over qualifying.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was just about to mention. I don't think there's going to be anything else. Everyone's coming into the pit lane, it seems. Unless anyone else. Nope. Looks like that's that. Tommy on pole position for the Portuguese Grand Prix sprint race, not official race. Fedora in second with that 17.9. Only 2 drivers into the 17s, but still impressive times from everybody. Albrecht completing the top 3 with an 18.1. And that is very impressive times from everybody today, and a very good qualifying session, I must say, from Group 3.
Yep, I'm looking forward to the sprint race. That's going to be wild with the rain. It's supposed to rain, so that's going to be pretty wild to watch, probably. Hopefully not too many incidents. But yeah, Tommy, he's looking really fast. Wow, I mean, Albrecht, surprisingly, he's half a second off of Tommy. And yeah, so it should be a good battle for the win. We'll see what happens. And yeah.
Yeah, it should be a great one here today. Definitely going to be interesting with that rain coming in for the sprint race, as you mentioned. We will see that in just a moment's time, but here is the results for qualifying, viewers. Tommy on pole position, the reserve driver on pole. He is not a full-time Mercedes driver. He's just reserving for the Mercedes team. He gets points, but under the reserve driver role. Mercedes do get points for whatever points he does score, if he scores them. And that goes the same for any reserve driver out on the grid, I believe. Tommy is a reserve. Talk to Me Goose is a reserve. I'm looking at anyone else. Purple and CT Wolves are reserves. I just quickly want to scroll through just as we're on the topic. And Kool-Aid Man is a reserve, as well as Speedy Gunner says, good luck to all of you. Yes, definitely good luck to everybody, and good luck to you, Speedy, as well. Definitely going to be a great race, I'm sure of it. 11 laps for the sprint race, so a short one, but a fun one, of course. And we have very different conditions, as it is going to be raining, and it's going to be a clear day for the racing, or the full race, I guess, just a little bit later on. Stick with us, viewers. Stick with us for the 2 races coming up, and we will be sure to provide you some excellent racing, some exciting racing, and all of the above. And it should be should be a good one here today in Group 3. I'm honestly just... Oh, as we have Talk to Me Goose leaving the session. I wonder if that's a lag issue or something like that. Hopefully he can rejoin through the PS invite link. And me Goose, if you can hear us on the live stream, if you're listening, try and join through the invite link in the PS chat. I believe you're on PlayStation 5. And see if you can join through that. But yeah, here we go. No formation lap. We're heading straight into this. So here we go. We're here in Portugal for the first time ever in Group 3. Lights are about to go out, and the racing is about to begin. And here we go, Tommy. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Drive-through penalties. Whoa, okay. So 2 drivers getting a drive-through penalty, but that shouldn't affect the rest of the grid, as Tommy and Albrecht getting ahead of Fedora, who is down to what is 5th, which should be 3rd because the other 2 have drive-through penalties. Big crash. Whoa, Alfa Romeo in the sky there, flying up. That is stratting in the air there. That was a massive crash. It doesn't look like that's actually affected his result, though. That is incredible. An Alfa Romeo going up in the sky, and that definitely will go on our moments of the season, as he is still in the race somehow. That's a Marcus Ericsson moment from IndyCar 2021. Wow, that was a crazy one. Yeah. Kevin, did you see that?
I saw that, and I'm wondering if those guys that jumped the start had thought it was going to be formation lap, and that's why they jumped the start like that. I don't know, but or was it a lobby glitch? They looked like they jumped the start quite badly. Those 2 guys, I don't know, but yeah, kind of a messy start there. I don't know what happened exactly, but they're racing. I guess we're okay.
We are, yeah. I mean, it kind of was a little bit of a messy start, but Luke 2 Red spinning off there. That's one of the drivers that had drive-through penalty. He's going to try and get back on track safely. Very good. But yeah, a little bit of a messy start, but everyone is in one piece, surprisingly. Luke 2 Red, unfortunately, down the order, and it looks like Talk to Me Goose set the fastest lap of the 138, so it looks like there's a glitch there. He's actually not in the car right now. So, his Kool-Aid Man does retire from the session. That is at the exit, and that's actually a virtual safety car. Yep.
Talk to Me Goose has rejoined. I sent him an invite as soon as he left, and he has rejoined. That's amazing. He's in the lead. So, I think there was trouble at the front, and his AI managed to keep him in the lead, and he just rejoined. He should be in the lead now, driving the car. Is this a virtual safety car?
It is, yeah, because I don't see any safety car graphic at the top of our screen, and there's no yellow dot on the screen as well, so it seems to be a VSC. This is a very interesting situation, though, because Talk to Me Goose, and Luke 2 Red's been given a 2nd drive-through penalty. That's not good for his chances in today's race. Talk to Me Goose in the lead of this race, and over no fault of his own. He's going off track. Oh, that's nice of him. I think he's trying to give the position to the rest of the grid because he may have saw it on stream, maybe. Seems like that's probably what's going on. Okay, that's very nice of him. I believe that's what he's doing here. Yep, he's slowing down, letting everyone pass.
That's strange. I wouldn't do that.
I mean,
yeah.
I think
because he...
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Because he didn't see that start. He came back after the start, so he didn't see it was a carnage start. So I don't know. I mean, he let everybody by, but yeah, that's interesting that he decided to do that. But, where did he qualify?
I believe like 9th or 8th, something like that. Oh, Alfa Romeo off the track. That's CT Wolves. Oh, actually, he's coming to the pit lane. Never mind.
Wolf qualified 7th. So, I think he let too many people by, but, there's still most of the race left for him to claw back some positions, so. But it was pretty much chaos that first lap there. Wow, all kinds of stuff was happening. We had people jumping the start. We had the Alfa Romeo flying in the air. Yeah, it was pretty craziness in that lap 1. Crossplay lobbies are kind of known to be not perfect. Could be a little bit of lag out there, but it looks like it's not too bad. It's So they're back to racing now, right?
They are, yeah. This is showing that the racing has continued on. There's a bit of a gap going on between the top two here as Albrecht goes very wide. Purple sector for Tommy as well. He's catching after the McLaren driver. As these two, Albrecht has actually just moved up to Group 1, so I'm not sure if he's going to be continuing in Group 3. We'll have to talk about that and see what happens there. And same with Tommy as well. I think he's going to be going up to Group 2. And it just shows how quick they are here today. As we see Fedora leading the other pack. Spiderweb in 4th, and then comes Fiery Vulcan in the Williams. He's got a penalty, though, a 3-second time penalty, as Tommy now sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:32. And I think there's a move going on for 6th position now, as Purple is up into 6th. Kendrick's down to 7th now. So, it's a move going on for lead of the race. Albrecht and Tommy.
Yeah, they're close. These two guys are fast drivers, and they're going to duke it out here probably most of the race if they can keep it clean. And a yellow flag in Sector 3.
CT Wolves, I believe. Oh, and that's a safety car.
Oh, wow. Wolf is entering the pits.
He's got no wing. I think that's probably why.
Yeah. That could work for him, actually. He entered the pits right when the safety car came out. However, he's going to lose time replacing the wing, though. So, we had a safety car in the Group 2 sprint race as well.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. But with the heavy rain, that's to be expected. It's tricky, very tricky in the heavy rain. This track is tough even in dry conditions for traction. So definitely a challenge in the rain. So they're gonna
for sure, yeah.
They're going to have to do a couple laps under safety car here. That'll bunch everybody back up together. And this track is also easy to get penalties. From track limits. It's pretty tricky to not get those track limit penalties. So I'm going to try to see here what kind of penalties we have. 3 seconds for Fiery Vulcan in 4th place. Straighting 5 seconds, and Kaz has 3 seconds. Luke to red has a drive-through penalty, unfortunately.
I believe he's got 2 of them, actually. I saw one at the start because of the jump start, I believe, and then he got a second one under the VSC.
I'm just wondering how they jump started so early like that. Well, we'll have to see what they say after the race. But
I wonder if it's because of the glitch that happened at the start, because what I saw on my screen was that the lights went out and then the grid stayed like that for like it stayed in position for like 3 or 5 seconds, and Luke to red went exactly when the lights went out. So I wonder if that he got the same screen and the same like thing that we saw, and then everyone else got the other 5 red lights out. So another Codemasters glitch, I'm thinking, and that probably makes no sense to anybody what I just said. Hold up a second. Tommy, what has just happened to Tommy and Albrecht? They made contact there, but they were having that same thing that actually happened to you at China, I believe. But I don't think it was on your screen. It's where 2 drivers kind of go inside, like the car's kind of like, I don't even know how to really explain it. They kind of fold, it's a weird thing.
The desynced, they're in 2 different races almost, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what it is, but it was there at China, and again is here at Portugal for a moment. That probably is just down to crossplay, I would say. But that's what is going on here?
I'll be interested to see how the start goes for the for the main race. Hopefully that goes better.
Yes, definitely going to be interesting.
I'll be right back, Jonah. 1 minute.
No worries. Yeah, take your time. We're just under safety car, viewers, so we're under this kind of pause of the race here. I was just watching the whoa, what is going on here? Fiery Vulcan. What is going on with the people overtaking each other under safety car? The top 4 have all just overtaken each other. And now, Tommy, okay, hold on a second. What is going on? Albrecht is leading. Tommy's in second. Fiery Vulcan is in third. I have a feeling something happened where one driver accidentally overtook another driver, and then it just caused unfortunately, I'm about to say another Codemasters glitch, which is something that can happen if you accidentally overtake someone, like someone accidentally brakes or something like that, and then someone doesn't brake, you know, and then like slightly goes ahead, and then that causes like that loop of drivers trying to figure out like who's gonna not get the penalty kind of thing. It's a weird Codemasters glitch, and we just kind of have to deal with it, unfortunately, on this this F1 2022 game. Thankfully, this will be the final LSR season on this game. Oh, the race leader has spun it on the formation lap. That is Albrecht spinning off there, and he is rejoined just behind his teammate Wayne Morris. Tommy now leads this Portuguese Grand Prix, so quite surprising that has just happened. And CT Wolfs, and I believe Luke to Red. Kevin, if you missed it, Albrecht has just spun under safety car, so the race leader has spun, and he's down to 8th now.
Was he trying to warm up his tires?
Oh, he may have. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I feel like it's almost pointless in the wet like this to try to warm up the tires, like. Because you risk spinning out, and like it seems like it's not even possible to warm up the tires in the wet. But maybe he spun out for another reason. But I don't suppose he was bumped or something like that. But we'll be getting back to racing here. Probably this will be the last lap under safety car, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm thinking so as well. Then we'll get ready for the final 3 laps of this race. What is going on here with the 2 McLarens? Albrecht and Wayne Morris swapping positions for the safety car. I wonder if there's another glitch going on there. You're not usually supposed to do that, but I wonder if that was a glitch or something.
Well, because he spun out, I think he might have had a countdown timer. Ignoring yellow flag, 5-second penalty. That's interesting.
Well, he did overtake another driver. Even if you do spin, you're not allowed to re-overtake that driver. But
yeah,
I'm not sure what the issue is there. But he did get a 5-second penalty for that. His safety car is in this lap, as you predicted, Kevin. So good prediction.
So Tommy's in the driver's seat. He's the fastest guy, and the guy behind him has a 3-second time penalty. So Tommy should have clear sailing for the win here in the sprint race. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, you know, anything can happen in a Formula 1 race. We will see what happens when we come probably to the first turn, and depends when Tommy is going to go. And also, viewers, just for you guys to know, look on board with Tommy here. You can see how much rain is coming out on track. There's so many puddles, and it is just unbearable conditions for these drivers. As Fiery Vulcan has overtaken Tommy accidentally. Not sure what's happened there. A lot of moves under safety car. Shouldn't affect anything as Tommy leads us away and gets a very good start off of the Williams. Oh, and Fiery Vulcan going off track there. What happened there to the Williams?
Not sure, but looks like they're all surviving for the moment. They're real packed together tight, though, here in the midfield. I'm looking at Purple Snack and the Ferrari, and they're just...
Whoa!
Yeah, we have an incident here. I'm not sure who that was.
Speedy and Albrecht, I believe. There was a Red Bull that hit the back of the McLaren there, and Albrecht getting spun out there. Not sure whose fault that was. It could have been a driver decelerating too much or something like that. But we'll have to see. I do believe it was between Speedy and Albrecht, though.
Well, we have 3 laps to go. And they've sorted themselves out now. They have some space between them now. It's always tough after the safety car. Everybody's packed together. It's easy to have contact and stuff like that. So, We got Fedora's in third place, and the Haas looking good. Spiderweb's doing great in second place.
I was just about to mention that. Yeah, Spiderweb doing a great race right now in second. 8/10 behind Tommy. Realistically, could overtake the Mercedes driver if he gets enough time to get that opportunity to do so. Car number 99 running a very good race. I believe he's an Xbox driver as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. And you know what? Tommy might have a little bit of damage because he went way wide on the final turn there. I'm just wondering if he might have some minor damage because he was much faster than Spiderweb in qualifying, and now Spiderweb's... Oh, and Albrecht has retired.
In the pit lane. I'm not sure. Maybe too far down the grid or something.
Yeah. So Spiderweb's all over Tommy.
Yeah, he's catched up quite considerably. The Alpine really showing up some great pace. And you might be right about Tommy here. He may definitely have some damage to that front wing, or maybe the back wing, not really sure. And also, Fiery Vulcan and Fedora are also battling it out. Kendricks is in this battle as well. So both Alpines running really well in this race right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're running second and sixth, and yeah, that's quite good. And back up to the front here. 2 laps to go. Spiderweb, I'm on board with him. He's using full TC. I know I use full TC. You can definitely tell the way the rev counter kind of chatters. That definitely is helpful in the rain, that's for sure. He's got 33% ERS. He's using his ERS. Tommy has a ton of ERS left. He's got 70%. Maybe that's why Spiderweb was catching him, because he was dumping his ERS. Tommy is still in the lead. The yellow flag.
Oh, Kendricks and Glab the Great, I believe.
And the Alpine, we gave the Alpine the commentator's curse. a little bit. But he's back going, so...
He should be getting... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, Purple Snack has 10 seconds time penalty.
Ooh, you're right. That's not good for him. That will really affect his position in this race. And, yeah, actually, penalties will affect a lot of people's results. Fedora will get up into third, and actually Kendricks should be able to overtake not just Kaz, but likely Glab the Great as well. So that's going to be quite interesting and should help the Alpine to get up into ninth. Remember, drivers and viewers, it is the top 8 that score points in this sprint. It is a yellow flag that is Lu to red. Maybe a slight spin or something like that, as it seems like it hasn't really affected his position too much. As we start the final lap of the race, Spiderweb a little bit further behind. I don't believe he's going to be able to get this, but what do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, he's pretty far back. I'm going to have to say Tommy probably has this in the bag. And yeah, Spiderweb's pretty far back. But is there any other close battles? Not really. Another yellow flag.
Purple.
Kendricks and Glab are having a battle here for 8th place. They're pretty close, real close. As well as Kaz is also in this battle.
Oh yeah, he is.
3-car battle.
Glab goes very wide there. That might allow Kendricks to look to the inside and make a move. I made a move in Group 2 similar to this, but I think Kendricks knows that there's not an opportunity for that. There might be an opportunity here, though, as he looks to the inside of Glab the Great, who goes a little wide there. Doesn't really affect his position, though, as Kendricks is still in 9th position. Kaz 3/10 behind the battle here for 8th position, and could take advantage of this if anything does happen. Meanwhile, up at the front, Tommy leading us away and will likely start on pole position. He grabbed the fastest time in qualifying. He now is going to come around the final couple of corners to win the sprint race in the first sprint race of Group 3 and start on pole for the Portuguese Grand Prix.
Yep. 1 corner to go, and he has to survive 1 more corner. Well, actually, you can actually spin out on that last corner. high-speed corner there. But he takes home the win. Spiderweb gets second place, and Fiery Vulcan third, and Fedora gets fourth. Wayne Morris gets fourth. Fiery Vulcan's fifth. I think that the positions are changing because of the penalties as they cross the line. So
definitely.
Yep.
And just for information's sake, Kendricks did get past Glab the Great on track. So not just with penalties, but he got past him on track. So pretty impressive stuff there from Kendricks after the incident earlier on. He was able to recover quite nicely to finish actually in the points. So he will score 1 point for Alpine and help that team to get more points in their fight for the championship. So good news for them. Fiery Vulcan in the points as well for Williams. Red Bull get points. McLaren get points. It's going to be a very exciting Portuguese Grand Prix coming up, a very exciting sprint race, and gotta say, pretty clean racing, actually. There was some pretty clean racing between everybody, especially considering the conditions.
Yeah, that was good racing. Some good battles, and looking forward to the main race. And hopefully we have a clean, normal start for the main race. The last start there was interesting, so hopefully nobody jumps. Hopefully nobody jumps the start this time, and it start goes well. We'll see here quickly.
And Speedy Gunner saying in the chat, our stratting pushed me into Theon, and then he was pushed into. Wait, yeah, I think I said that correctly. So it sounds like our stratting may have been involved in the incident between Speedy and Albrecht, which unfortunately resulted in Albrecht later then retiring. Albrecht hasn't had a very lucky day for racing. He had a difficult race in Group 2. Unfortunately, there was contact with Viperize, resulting in him DNFing from the session. And then here in Group 3, hasn't started well for him, but hopefully that changes here in Group 3. We have a lot of people in the live chat for a Group 3 race. For a moment, there was 20 live viewers, which is awesome to witness. Thank you, everybody who has joined. And, it's actually quite interesting. We're about to start our race here, but I wanted to mention, because of Group 3, and because of so many people coming into Group 3 as full-time drivers, reserves, and even just fans in general, that has allowed so many more people to view the live streams, not just for Group 3, but for Group 2 and Group 1. So ultimately, this gives the channel more viewers. That's great. I did not expect that to happen, actually. That adding another division would allow so many more viewers on YouTube, not just for this division, but for the other divisions as well. So quite interesting and just great to see you guys really, really showing respect. So, Kevin, final words before we start this Portuguese Grand Prix. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, Group 3 is a great addition, and that's great. 20 people are watching, and it's great that these guys get a chance to league race, that a lot of them otherwise couldn't make it into Group 2. We're starting the race here very quickly. The lights are 5 lights, and away we go. Here we go. Ooh, that doesn't look right.
It didn't. There's the McLaren that getting late on the throttle, but Spiderweb does lead us away. Fedora already passed Tommy, and it is a Alpine leading this race. Kendrick's trying to get in the battle as well for 6th position, and Speedy and Glab the Great are around. So a little bit of contact there, it seems, for 2 of the drivers, but it is Spiderweb that leads us away as we come down to turn 5. The Mercedes under pressure from R Stratting, and something's going on there as Tommy ghosting there a little bit, as Fiery Vulcan also had a slow moment or something like that. Kendricks is now into P5, so Alpine running 1st and 5th now. A very exciting start to this Group 3 race.
Spiderweb in the lead, wow. So let's take a look at him. I don't think he's led a race yet. Maybe he has, I can't remember, but that's great. Somebody has, Purple Snack has a 5-second penalty. And Fedora is in 2nd place, close to Spider. Tommy is close. So these guys are all close up front here. We have a good battle up front. And no major incidents yet, so that's good. Although the start looked suspect.
Yes.
Yeah. But they're going now, and we have a good battle for second place here with Tommy and Fedora. And
talk to me, Goose, out of this race.
Oh.
Big. Oh, there's an AlphaTauri that just went. That's a Red Bull or an AlphaTauri that went into him. Not exactly sure. I think that might have been Speedy Gunner, who went into the Haas driver. Talk to me, Goose, and I believe Glab the Great had contact at turn 1. That is the Haas driver out of the race in his first ever LSR Grand Prix. Super unfortunate to see that, but that's life. You know, we move on, I guess, but still, really unfortunate to see that he is out of this race so early on. He had great potential in this particular Grand Prix, and hope to see him back in the next one. But virtual safety car has been called out on track, so no full-time safety car, just a virtual. And Spiderweb should continue to lead us away.
Yeah, was that turn 1, that Goose, after turn 1, it looked like maybe where he was, had his incident, might have been after turn 1.
Believe so, yeah, it was turn 1.
Yep. Yeah, that's an easy spot to be side by side with somebody, and it's a tricky turn because you're going full speed and you got to really nail the line. He might have taken too much curb, or he might have been battling somebody. It's hard to say. I don't think we didn't quite catch what happened, did we?
Not exactly. I mean, there was I was on board with them, but I didn't see I didn't see a good angle of it. As Wayne Morris is a drive-through penalty as big, huge battle going on here for first position. Spiderweb leads us away still, as Purple is actually into the pit lane, does retire from the session. A lot of people actually in the pits, as Spiderweb does lead us away from Fedora and then Tommy. That's the top 3 for the time being, and our stratting in this battle as well. It's actually a 6-way fight for the race lead right now here in Group 3, so great to see that, as Kendricks and Fiery Vulcan side by side. Looks like Fiery Vulcan went a little off track. Maybe that's why Kendricks got ahead of the Williams driver. So change in position for the top 5, it seems, as Spiderweb still leads us away by around 4/10 of a second to Fedora. However, and Kevin, give me your opinion on this as well, DRS is coming up. Can Spiderweb hold off Fedora, or will be the DRS too powerful for Spiderweb, and will Fedora get past?
Fedora is a quick driver, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets past here. We'll find out. Yeah, he does a lot of league racing. So let's see what he can do here. He's got the ERS on. He's got to be careful. Oh, he's lost it. But he saved it. But we gave him the commentator's curse, though. But yeah, he had the ERS on going around the final turn, and you can't. You can do that, but it's very risky. You gotta be really careful. And he definitely. But he saved it, and he's back going, and he's still in 6th place, so he can get back up there. Yeah, that's too bad though, but you've got to be so careful with the ERS on in the middle of corners. Easy to lose it like that. Spiderweb has picked up a penalty. Yeah, that's a shame. I'm sure he's kicking himself, Fedora, for that, but he's got a long race to go. There's still 29 laps left. Anything can happen still.
For sure, yeah. It's unfortunate that he did have that moment there. But I gotta say, that was one hell of a crazy save. Like, that was hella cool.
Yeah, no damage. Yeah, he's good to go. That's great. So unfortunately, Spiderweb in the lead has a 3-second time penalty, but actually, because it's so easy to pick up track limit time penalties here, it's not surprising. A lot of these guys will have at least 3 seconds by the end of the race. We have a...
Yep, move for the lead, yeah.
Yeah. Tommy takes the lead. And he's fast, Tommy, yeah, Tommy takes the lead in the Mercedes. And what kind of tires are these guys on?
Softs for R. Stratting and Kendricks. That might explain why they're able to keep up with the other two. Spiderweb is actually going for it around the outside of Tommy. He's coming back at it, now switches to the other side of the track. The Xbox driver in the Alpine is looking to make the move on the PlayStation Mercedes driver as they go side by side into 6 and 7. This is good racing between these guys as R. Stratting is also in this battle as well. Oh, a little bit of contact between the two. They keep it clean though as R. Stratting coming back at the Alpine. This is amazing racing here today in Group 3. 4 drivers in this, 2 Alpines, 1 Alpha, and 1 Mercedes. Tommy keeps the lead as we exit lap 5. The question is, can he keep it for the remainder of this race as these 4 drivers are just absolutely going for it in this Group 3 event?
Yeah, Stratting and Kendricks are on softs, and so they're going to be fast right behind Spiderweb there. And Tommy, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts pulling away a little bit because he's just so fast. Even though the guys behind him will have DRS, I'm sorry. But they're still right on his tail though. Spiderweb's not giving up. He's trying to stick with him. And these 2 guys on softs behind Spiderweb are right on, it's a great battle for the lead. 4-car battle. 4-car battle for the top 4 here. That's good stuff. Actually,
definitely.
Yeah, 4. Yeah. Fiery Vulcan is catching up to this battle as well, actually.
And Fedora.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so we have a lot of action up front here, which is great. Because,
absolutely.
Yeah, makes it exciting. So we're on lap 6 of 33, so we still have a long way to go. And these guys on softs, that's a very risky strategy. They're banking on a safety car, I suppose.
That or a soft to hard strategy. An early stop for the hards could be a possibility for these guys. While they're fast right now, those tires are going to die out very soon. Softs don't last here. They don't. I mean, they're good tires for a certain amount of stage, but they don't last forever. About, right. I'd say 7, 8 laps. What do you think? As we have R. Stratting going for the move on Spiderweb.
Yeah, 7 or 8 laps after that, they're not very quick anymore. And Tommy has pulled out ahead of the DRS 1 second range. He's got 1.5.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, but he just went for a move on R. Stratting. There wasn't enough space, though, so I gotta say that was on him. He went for a late overtake there into a space when there was pretty much no space to make an overtake. So he did have contact with R. Stratting. Doesn't look like Stratting was affected, though. Spiderweb, though, does seem to be affected. So we have a spin going on. CT Wolves at turn 2. Sorry to interrupt you there, Kevin, but yeah, big thing that happened.
Yeah, Spiderweb fell back there. He was in 2nd place. He's in 5th now. I would look at Albrecht, and he has a 3-second time penalty, but he is a fast driver, and I'm sure he's looking to go up the field. And like you said, he didn't have the best Group 2 race, and so I think he's going to try to put in a good showing for this race. He's a very fast driver. He's up in 6th in the McLaren. He's on soft tires as well. So I suppose a soft to hard could work. You could stretch out the softs to maybe 9 or 10 laps even. Because, yeah, if you go on to hards on lap 10, you could easily make it till the end. So I guess some tracks it's not as risky to go soft hard. This might be considered one of the shorter tracks, possibly, with 1 minute 20-second lap times. I'm pretty sure it's one of the shorter tracks. What's happening up front here? Tommy's got a pretty comfortable lead. Up almost to 2 seconds now over Stratting. So they've kind of spread themselves out now at this point. That close battling is spread out a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Albrecht has spun at turn 8.
I gave him the commentator's curse. He's back going. Back going. 8th place. How about let's go to the back here. Wayne Morris in the McLaren is in 14th place. See what he's up to back here. He's looking pretty good. He's on hards, so he's actually only one of the 2 drivers on hards right now, him and Kaz. So they'll be slower than everybody else, for now. But their strategy might work out in the end. But Wayne in 14th and Kaz in 12th are on hard tires. Everybody else is on softs and mediums. So, well, it'd be interesting to see if they can move themselves up after the pit stops. And Luke 2 Red is still in there in the Williams. New driver Wolf is the Alfa Romeo, who's doing pretty well. How about Kool-Aid Man in the Alfa Tori? Actually, he's a ghosted car. He left the session. I wonder if I should try inviting him back.
Yeah, that would be great if we can try and get him back in. I wonder if it was caused by lag or not. Sometimes if drivers leave the session, they actually can't even rejoin. I know that from experience from Group 2 with the USA race. That was a painful one. But
what happened there?
Oh yeah, so I think you actually were leading the race. I was in P3, was about to overtake Viperize, and then the game just completely froze, and everyone said that everyone left the session. And then I decided, like, okay, what's going on? Did everyone leave the session and it's just me? And then like later I figured out, like, okay, maybe it is me that was the issue, and then it just froze. The whole game froze.
Yeah.
I had to restart the whole thing, and I couldn't rejoin back because of this glitch. And later it actually happened to Fedora, actually, I think in the Bahrain race in Group 2. He wasn't able to rejoin. Actually, no, it was at USA with Haas, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's a crossplay glitch, I see. Hold on a second. We have a battle going on here for second position. Kendricks and R. Stratting. Very interesting to see that this is continuing on, both on the soft compound tires. So this should actually elevate Fedora and Spiderweb up at the second and third, because Kendricks and Stratting will have to pit soon.
Yeah, they're probably going to pit on this coming lap, I bet, because 9 laps is a lot on softs. They're probably well worn. And I would imagine Kendricks will do whatever Stratting does to make sure, he stays in the DRS range. Like if Stratting pits, Kendricks will pit, I'm guessing. We'll see here. They're coming up to the pit entrance right now, and it looks like they are. Well, actually, Stratting pits, but Kendricks stays out. So Kendricks is going to try to get him on this lap here. What'd you see, What'd you see, Jonah?
R. Stratting's just been given a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so that's not good for his chances in this race. He goes on to the hard compound tires. And you were mentioning Kendricks going for the possible overcut on the other, so quite interesting to see that.
Yeah. This pit entrance is tricky because it's such a high speed, and it's easy to get a pit lane speeding penalty. It's a tricky one. So if you're really flying into the pits on this track at high speed. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Kendricks. Kendricks is going to pit himself here, so it's actually going to be hard to see who has the advantage for another couple laps. Because I'd imagine Kendricks is going to pit now on 10-lap-old softs, and Tommy has pulled out 5-second lead. That's amazing. He's really fast.
Yeah, we may have to move him up to a higher group, honestly.
Right, yeah, most likely, that's for sure. And it looks like Kendricks is heading into the pits, and indeed he is. And it'll be interesting to see where he comes out as far as him and Stratting. And then Speedy Gunner, we haven't talked much about him. He's doing great in the Red Bull. He's a Group 2 and a Group 3 driver.
Yeah, good recovery for Speedy. Nice to see that he's up in this Group 3 race, and we'll see how it goes for him. Definitely interesting to see that those incidents did happen to him, and great to see him recover from that so quickly. As R. Stratting has jumped Kendricks in the pit lane by quite a lot, actually, around 5 to 6 seconds. Let's see, as Kendricks exits the pit lane now, it's about 6 seconds, yep. 6 seconds to our Stratty. Now about 7 seconds actually to our Stratty. So the undercut really was the better option, I guess, in this particular scenario. But we will see how it works on later into the race. So we are 12 laps into this. Tommy leading away by 6.7 seconds. Fedora in second for Haas. It is great actually to see how many drivers are on this Group 3 grid. Got 16 people that entered in, full grid already in Group 3, and it's just great to see that so many people have joined, and that's partly down to you, Kevin, getting how many people in, like, I don't know, at least I'd say like 12, 15 people in as full-time drivers. Like that's awesome, and I'm really thankful that you were able to know so many people and get them in to have this awesome tier.
Yeah, well, LSR now has 200 members, and when I started putting together Group 3, it had maybe 180, 190, so plenty of members to have a Group 3. So I just imagine there was a lot of people wanting to league race that didn't have a full-time seat in Group 2 or 1. So yeah, I worked at putting together, inviting some guys to Group 3. And it's turned out to be great. And we have a solid showing here. A lot of people showing up to the race. Even better than Group 1. so it's great to see. And we should get a full grid pretty soon of 20 cars. Pretty soon, I'd imagine. That'll be amazing. And yeah, it's a fun time. Group 3. And I'm impressed that people are showing up. And it's the last group. It's the only group now in LSR that's crossplay. So potentially we can get some more Xbox and PC guys possibly in this group.
That's... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because our Group 1 and 2 races, we had some issues with crossplay, so we decided to go PlayStation only for Group 1 and 2. But for Group 3, if you're on Xbox or PC, you're welcome to check out Group 3 because we still do crossplay for Group 3. So, and we have... 3 guys that are not PlayStation in this race, so yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think it's great that we have so many people in here, not just from PlayStation, but from other divisions as well, of systems, of Xbox, PC, you name it, kind of thing. Like, it's great to see that, and I want that to continue for this division. I planned on having like a cross-play grid, at least one, and that's exactly what we got. We're having to work with a game, viewers, that is very, very difficult to work with. It is something that is really, really hard because of how many glitches it's provided, and we're hoping that in F1 2023 crossplay issues will be non-existent, and we'll be able to bring back crossplay for Group 1 and Group 2, because there are some drivers in those divisions that unfortunately did lose their seat because they were on crossplay, and of course that's not what we want to see, and it's just how it goes, I guess, and hopefully we'll see them continue on. Sorry, I accidentally hit something. That's probably why you heard a very loud noise. Yeah, it's going to be a great future for LSR, honestly. I'm happy to see it continue. I got some stuff coming up that I don't even know if I'm going to be here for that long. As the official owner, I might have to step back as like just someone that can help out with like incident decisions and stuff like that, and the overall decisions. And I'm confident that this league will be able to continue for many more seasons, and I see it going on. I think in the admin chat we were even considering like a Group 4 at one stage coming up, and I think Kevin, you and me have talked about a possibility of a F2 league as well, or an F2 event at least for a race this season, which would be kind of cool.
Yep.
And so, lots of opportunity. That's my point here. So, back to the racing. Kaz is into the pit lane for Aston Martin. On 12 Uphold hard compound tires, he decided enough's enough. We're into the pits. Likely for the medium compound tires. So let's take a look. And it is, yes, mediums. Mediums, the yellow stripe tire for the Aston Martin crew. And the 99 car comes into the pit lane for the yellow stripe tires. So good to see that he's into the pits onto a brand new set of tires. He should come out just behind Wayne Morris, maybe right behind Luke 2 Red. Let's see. Luke 2 Red does come ahead of Kaz, so Kaz will get up into 13th positions. Luke 2 Red, he needs some points in Group 3. He hasn't had a super strong season so far. Had some bad luck and such as Spiderweb does come into the pit lane. So pitting for, I think, the hard compound tires, maybe, yeah, hards. Okay, for the Alpine. But yeah, Lutu Red, it's actually quite interesting because I believe he is the only driver in LSR history to take part in seasons and stick with the same team. So effectively what that means, he has stayed with the same team since he has joined the league. He was with Williams in Season 2 when he joined in Group 2. He was my teammate last season in Season 3 with Williams. And he's now in Williams in Group 3. So he's been with Williams quite a bit, and hope that he will continue there if he chooses to.
He must be
Kevin,
a Williams fan.
he must be, yeah. I believe he is British, so Williams is a British team, so great to see Williams support there if he does have support for the Williams team. As we see drivers pitting in this glorious day here in Portimao, Portugal. Great to see that racing is here in Portugal. As Tommy, the race leader, is into the pit lane. Kevin, what do you think the tires is going to be for Tommy? And we saw how powerful the undercut was previously with R. Stratting and Kendricks. Can Spiderweb maybe be able to catch up and try and gain time on Tommy?
Well, Tommy's on hards now, and Spiderweb will be going on. Well, Spiderweb's on hards also. Tommy has a really big lead. I mean, he's going to come out. Is he coming out in first still, even after pitting? I think he is.
Yeah, he is, actually. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy. That's incredible. But actually, that's not incredible because everybody else... No, they're on different strategies because our Stratting's on 6-lap-old hards. He's in second place. So they're on a little bit of a different strategies here. But Spiderweb is on a similar strategy to Tommy. Spiderweb's in 5th place. All these guys at the top will easily last till the end of the race on hard tires. So actually, Stratting needs to get into Tommy's DRS range and stay there, and he's done that actually. He's only half a second behind Tommy here. That's great. Yeah. So maybe, yeah.
Stratting's in a really good position. He really is.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great if we could put some pressure on Tommy here, and we could have a battle for the lead. Stratting is on Xbox.
I believe so, yeah. 4/10 behind now of Tommy, and yeah, he's in a great position here. He's catched up with the undercut strategy, and now he's got those hard tires warmed up to the point where they are maximum. They are in their prime at this stage, and now he has 3/10. It's showing out on track that these tires are exactly where Stratting has got them. Tommy is still needs time to warm up those hards. So Stratting, if he can get ahead of Tommy, that's great news. And another thing to consider here as well is that Stratting's actually got some super pace on the straights. He's able to be a bullet down the front straight, and if he gets ahead, he might be able to stay ahead and defend. So Stratting, you got to be getting past Tommy about now, and if you can do that, it is game on defend. You got to defend like crazy if you're going to be able to keep ahead of Tommy, and we'll see how that works out. 6/10 separating first and second position. I'm running on board with the Alfa Romeo team as Stratting exits turn 8, 9, and 10, the roller coaster part of the Portimao circuit. We are halfway through this race. Don't go away, viewers, and I was about to say we'll be right back because that's what usually commentators do with commercial breaks and stuff like that, but we will not be right back. We're staying right here for the entire remaining laps of this Group 3 race. It will continue on.
So Tommy's put a nice little space between himself and Stratting, so Stratting will not be able to get him on the straight here, even though he does have DRS. But Tommy is a really fast driver, so it's going to be tough to hang on to the back of him now. But I'm sure Stratting will try his best to stay within DRS here for at least the next couple laps. And I wanted to look at a battle here. Fiery Vulcan and Wayne Morris are pretty close. They're battling for 9th. Pretty close. I was just trying to see what other battles are kind of close. But back to the front. We might as well stay at the front while they're close. Stratting still is within a second. However, it's getting close to... It's getting close if he's going to be able to get DRS here at the end of this lap. Tommy is trying to get away from him. In the Mercedes, we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. That's for Wolf. Wolf is... he stopped on track in the Alfa Romeo.
Ooh, not good for him. He'll have to...
Yeah, it seemed like he was waiting for cars to go by, but the ghosting is on. It looks like he's retiring. It looks... He's... I don't know what he's doing.
He's on the gravel.
Yeah. Maybe he's not retiring. He's just waiting for everybody to go. But ghosting is on, so you can go ahead and go out in front of people, and no problem. He's doing something strange.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Make sure you avoid those P0 signs, Wolves. You should be good, though.
Maybe he has a car issue or something. But anyway, back to the race. Any other close battles? Fiery and Wayne are still pretty close.
Yeah, I think that's our closest battle. Luke 2 Red is actually in this fight as well, and Kaz possibly as well. They're actually on the medium compound tire, so they should be able to catch up as Wolf does spin again at turn 1. He's actually out of the race. Is that on track? I believe it is. Is that going to cause a safety car? I wonder if it will.
Looks like it's not. That's good. Although that could make it really interesting, but it looks like no safety car. And... Yep. How about Kool-Aid Man?
He's still ghosted.
He's still not. Yeah, he's still not back in the race, so he must have just called it quits for today. Kaz is in 12th, Luke 11th, Wayne in 10th, Fiery is in 9th, and Albrecht is up to 7th. I'm sure he wishes he was a little bit further up front because in previous Group 3 races he was really up front. So he's going to have a hard time catching Speedy Gunner in 6th. He's got about 6 seconds to catch up to him. It's going to be tough to do. Speedy Gunner is having a solid showing in 6th place. Kendricks is always solid. He's in 5th place. And the Alpine. And Spiderweb is still having a great race. 4th place.
Yeah, actually, Alpine could be getting a podium here because our Stratting likely... I mean, I don't know. He may have to pit again. If he does, Spiderweb is guaranteed 3rd unless Kendricks can catch up the gap and overtake. At least one Alpine is going to be on the podium. That's if our Stratting does come into the pit lane, though. So Alpine, regardless, they are in a good position. 4th and 5th, both in the top 5.
Yeah, and Kendricks is the only one without a penalty so far. And the penalties have really started to rack up for some of these guys. Albrecht has 12 seconds. Glab, the great, 26. And yeah, it's... Tommy is the other one. Tommy, the leader, has no penalties. So Tommy's putting on a great show. But he only has a 2-second lead on Stratting. Still about 10 laps to go. 11 laps. Who knows? There could be a safety car. We'll see. And,
yeah, it's possible.
Tires. So all these guys on hard, the top 10 are on hard tires, and they will all be able to make it until the end of the race. They just last forever. The hard tires, you could really stretch them out. They just last forever, basically, almost.
They do, yeah. Hards are really good on this track. Definitely a good tire to go around. Same with the mediums. Softs, they're okay. I wouldn't say they're great. They wouldn't say they're bad. They're just okay. But yeah, it's been a pretty solid race, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, Yeah, it's been about kind of a normal race. You know, we had some good action here and there, um, and the leader, is not completely running away with it. Only 2-second lead. So, and second place penalties are 5 seconds. Well, so yeah, that'll be tough to beat Tommy at this point. If Tommy can keep it together. You know, Kendricks, though, if Kendricks can put his head down, he has no penalties. I'm just trying to see here. He's a little bit far back, though. As far as, let's see here. Kendricks is 20 seconds behind the leader. But Spiderweb in front of him is about 6 seconds in front, and Spiderweb has 6 seconds of penalties. So Kendricks can move up to fourth with his no penalties. So he'll be looking to do that. And yeah.
We'll definitely see. It's going to be an interesting battle in terms of the penalties, in terms of who finishes where kind of thing. Kendricks in that Alpine 6.1 seconds behind Spiderweb in the second Alpine. So we will see.
We have a pretty good battle here. Kaz, Luke, and Wayne. They're pretty close. In about 10th, battling for 10th place. 3-car battle. That could get interesting here. So Luke will have DRS on Wayne. Let's see if Luke can do anything here with Wayne with DRS.
Well, Luke has got the medium compound tires, so he should have a lot more pace compared to Wayne here. He's catching up to him, but he's just without the DRS, I believe. So we'll see how it works. We have some questions coming in from the chat here. First one is from, I believe, Wolf's, and he says, I was going to let the front runners ahead after I spun. And then we had a question coming in from Chimp, who said, did Tommy go hard to hard tires? I believe, to answer your question, he went mediums to hards. Oh, and I just saw that you maybe corrected that, and yeah, you did say that he was on mediums originally. Yeah, he went mediums to hards. If he did go hard to hard, he actually would be disqualified from the session. So quite interesting there. Speaking of battles and just tires and all that sort of thing, Kaz actually has better tires than Luke 2 Red and might be able to get past him here. 0.6 of a second now, separating these two. Now 0.3 of a second. Luke going really slowly here. Kaz is actually going to go for the move, and he's going to get the move on Luke 2 Red. So Luke 2 Red losing a lot of time there. Kaz goes a little bit wide though, so Luke 2 Red will have the opportunity to make that move again.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Luke was so nice to him. Maybe, I don't know, he was really moving over for him to let him by. They both have 6 seconds of time penalties. So, yeah. And now Kaz is pulled away. I guess they're on different tires. No, they're on the same tires. Interesting.
That is interesting, yeah.
Is there any close? Not really too many close battles at the moment.
Albrecht actually on Speedy. That's a little bit of a close battle.
Yeah, that is pretty close actually. Yeah, I'm sure Albrecht is not satisfied. It's 7th place. He wants to move up. But oh my god, he has 18 seconds of penalties though.
Seriously? Oh my goodness, yes he does.
Oh, that's a lot of penalties. And yeah, that's a lot. And Glab behind him has 26 seconds. But yeah.
I'm not sure how he got that. That's a weird one.
Out of frustration, probably. I don't know. You know, he might have minor wing damage, because I had minor wing damage in the Group 2 race, and it was causing me to rack up track limit penalties. I had to pit and get on the soft tires at the end of the race there. So even with minor wing damage, it becomes very easy to get track limit penalties. That might be what he has going on. But he's having a battle here with Speedy. He's right on him.
He is 1/10 of a second. The McLaren is going for this move for 6th position. Even though he's got the penalties, he might be able to get past Speedy and then pull enough of a gap. That would be a hard ask, but it could be possible. 15 seconds he has to pull. If he's able to get past, I mean, that's a big ask, but I've seen some crazier stuff in Formula 1. Who can remember Lewis Hamilton on Max Verstappen at the Hungarian Grand Prix back in 2019? Pulled, I think, a 20 gap. Caught up 20 seconds to Verstappen and eventually did pass him. However, he was on a different set of compounded tire compared to Verstappen. But that's that.
The other thing is these group 3 guys can always try to get penalties removed if they feel they got penalties that weren't fair, or something like that. That's always a possibility. But we have a battle here though. Albrecht and Speedy, and they're side by side. They're bumping and banging, so this is a good battle here. They're still side by side, and Speedy has the advantage for now.
A nice round the outside move at turn 4 from Speedy. Nice and collected there on the turn 4 uphill turn, and Speedy retakes the 6th position from Albrecht. So the battle will continue on, and that's good news for us. More action.
Yeah, Speedy's doing great. He only has 3 seconds of time penalties, and he has a lot of ERS. He has 60% left, a lot more than Albrecht. But Albrecht is all over him, and I think he'll probably get the move done on the main straight with the DRS. Let's keep an eye on that. They're coming up here onto the final corner. Albrecht will have DRS, but you know what? He's down on ERS though. I still think he might get him though. He's all over him here.
He should, yeah. DRS enabled for Albrecht.
He's out of ERS. He's out of ERS though, and he can't do it.
Oh.
Speed stays ahead. Yeah, he's totally out of ERS. Albrecht is. Oh, he just couldn't do it.
Oh, he's looking.
Oh, yeah. Contact. Good battle. But now he needs to save some more ERS again, though, and try an attack maybe in 2 or 3 more laps. Because once you dump all your ERS like that, you're just slower everywhere. Yeah. So good battle nonetheless.
For sure, yeah, he's got 5% ERS. You can see on the steering wheel there on my screen, and then 44% ERS for Speedy. So that's quite a bit of a difference, and it seems like Speedy's running a lower downforce setup, so that might help him in the overalls. Luke 2 Red sets the fastest lap of the race at 120.3, so good lap from the Williams driver. However, he is down in 13th, so I don't know if he's going to be able to score that fastest lap because he's not finishing in the top 10, as that's usually how it works. That's the rule. Yeah. As Albrecht 5/10 behind Speedy, will he get past? Let's find out.
I did the exact same thing as Luke 2 Red. I put on softs and got the fastest lap at the end of the Group 2 race. I did the same thing, and I ended up 14th in that race.
Oh, dang.
Albrecht and Speedy are still pretty close. Is anybody else? Not really. Oh, Wayne and Kaz. That battle back there for 10th is still going, actually. Pretty close. They're a little bit spread out. Actually.
In a lap or two, though, they might. Kaz needs to pull a 3-second gap if he's able to get ahead, though, because he has 6 seconds time penalties compared to Wayne, who's got 3. So Wayne should be finishing in 10th regardless, or 9th, actually, because he might be able to get past Fiery Vulcan.
So, Albrecht is still breathing down the neck of Speedy here, and he's probably getting impatient at this point. And he still keeps draining his ERS though, so that's going to make it real hard to get him on the straight here. He's right on him though, right on his gearbox.
He should have a really good opportunity to make that move. However, he's a little bit too much on the throttle there. Speedy might be able to just pull ahead with the ERS advantage. Either way, Speedy's finishing in 6th because Albrecht has a 21-second time penalty. So
Yeah.
that's really going to affect his race. And again, Speedy holds up Albrecht very well. So
Yeah.
very good from Speedy.
And Kendricks is right on the limit of being 6 seconds behind Spiderweb. So they're having a battle, even though they're not close on track, because Spiderweb has 6 seconds of penalties. Kendricks in fifth behind him is trying to get within those 6 seconds to pass him by the end of the race. There, it looks like there's about 6 or 7 seconds between them for fourth and fifth place. So
And this
one
is
of
a battle
those.
between the teammates as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So Kendricks, yeah, he's looking at that, and he wants to get fourth place. And Spiderweb wants to keep his fourth, so I'm sure they're both pushing real hard right now. It's impressive to last the whole race with no time penalties. Kendricks and Tommy. Kool-Aid has no time penalties, but he's been a ghosted car for most of the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm riding on board with Speedy, actually looking at Albrecht from the back view, from the wing, as I'll switch to Albrecht now, as he is still ahead by, Speedy is still ahead by 0.5 of a second, and this should still maintain, they should still maintain the positions. My goodness, I cannot speak.
I think Albrecht is finally going to start saving his ERS here, possibly for the last lap, because he needs to have like probably 30% of ERS to dump on that straight to get by Speedy. I know, and yeah, the only way to do that, he's using his ERS though, but yeah, even though there's the time penalties, it's still a great battle, and that'd be fun to see Albrecht get side by side with Speedy. And at the front, Tommy has a comfortable 3-second lead in the Mercedes. Stratting as second place with 5 seconds of penalties, so he's looking good for second place, and Fedora is looking great in third with only 3 seconds of penalties. Fedora. Yep. And Kaz is right on the tail of Wayne Morris.
He is. Oh, Albrecht gets another time penalty there. 24 seconds now to the McLaren's time. And Glab the Great also got a penalty at some point, so he's now up to 29. I believe at 31, you actually get disqualified from the session. So Glab's got to be careful, right?
Yeah, I think it is. 29 is the limit, I believe.
Oh, is it? Wow, okay.
Kaz is going to make a move here on Wayne Morris in turn 1. For 10th place. And they're side by side. Bumping and banging.
Whoa, careful, guys.
Yeah.
Went a little wide there.
And we're on the last lap. And let's take a look at Albrecht and Speedy here. Yeah, they're still close, and Speedy still has 40% of ERS. Albrecht has saved up 25%.
He's too far back, though. I mean, there's no way he can overtake Speedy on the straight, so it's going to have to be into, like, turn 5 or something like that, or at the final couple of corners. I think they just wanted to have a nice, clean battle kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be happening. Actually, Albrecht gets very close to Speedy. Wow, that was very close to the Red Bull. Let's see how this goes on to the final DRS, and you can see him struggling understeer, and should be good for Albrecht. He's going to stay behind 7th. Should be good for Speedy. As here comes Tommy. What a race he's had. we have had 3 different winners in Group 3 so far, more than any tier in this season. We're about to have 4 as Tommy XXC takes his first LSR victory as a reserve for Mercedes. He wins the Group 3 Portuguese Grand Prix. R. Stratting on the podium for Alfa Romeo, followed by Fedora in the Haas. What a podium that is. What a race this has been. Alpine, 4th and 5th. Great points for them in the Portuguese Grand Prix.
And Kendricks is going to get Spiderweb here by a 1/10. Oh, no, by 300ths.
Oh, my.
No, Spiderweb stays ahead of him by 3/100ths, right? Wow, that was close.
Oh, and Albrecht actually got Speedy on the line. They're side by side, a photo finish at the line there between the two drivers. Wow, cool, that was awesome.
Yeah, so it ended up being Kendricks in 5th, Speedy Gunner 6th, Albrecht in 7th. And we still have guys finishing. Yeah, go ahead, Jonah.
Oh, I was just saying that, or actually, I don't remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, I kind of interrupted about that Kendricks and Spiderweb battle with the...
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. And Fiery Vulcan comes home in 8th, Kaz in 9th, Glab in 10th, Wayne Morris 11th, Luke 2 Red 12th, Hood Kool-Aid Man 13th. And that's the race. However, now we get to see the combination of the sprint race and the main race, and as far as their finishing position from the combined results. Well, that'll be interesting to see.
That will be. We will see how that works out. I also think that Speedy Gunner was looking for an interview, if possible. I think he's down in 6th, though. I don't know if you want to do that or not, but we do have Tommy here in P1 for Mercedes. We've had Albrecht winning the first race in USA. Then I believe it was Mayhem tomorrow, and then it was another one in China. And now here today, it is Tommy. 4 different winners in the first race of Group 3. Impressive from these drivers today. Our Stratting and Fedora complete the podium here today in Portugal. Very, very entertaining race here in Group 3.
Yeah, do you want to invite some guys to the party, or...
Sure, we'll get Speedy Gunner in here. I believe he was looking for an interview, so we can interview him. And that is the championship standings as well. After how many points people got. Tommy, a lot of points for the Mercedes team there.
I'm gonna invite Fedora and Speedy Gunner wanted to be here.
Yeah, see if Speedy would want to do an interview. I'm not sure if Fedora would also want that as well, if possible. He can,
yeah,
of
so
course.
The weekend results. Fedora ended up 2nd in the points. Stratting 3rd. Tommy took the win for the most points. Fedora, our second place finisher. Are you there, Fedora?
Yeah, I think I got 3rd though.
Yeah, you got 3rd in the main race, right?
Oh yeah.
And then, but if you combine the sprint and the main race, it showed you 2nd actually. So you did.
I'll take
yeah,
it.
you had a great race. You want to tell us about the main race? How that went?
It went great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did not expect to save that spin. That's all I can really say.
Oh yeah, we caught that for sure. That was, you had the ERS on going around the final turn and lost the rear end, and then you saved it. So that was great that you didn't get any damage and kept going.
That was fun.
Yeah. Good times, man. So yeah, that's a great showing from you, running up front there. So very impressive.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah. We'll be looking to have you back for future Group 3 races. And, yeah, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, man. Bringing Haas to the championship. Let's go.
Yeah. And we also invited Speedy Gunner to the party. And Tommy, the winner, do you have him? Speedy Gunner's here. Are you there, Speedy?
Yep.
What's up, Speedy?
Nothing much. Painful weekend, or painful Sunday today.
So
I
you
got a
and
good recovery, though, in Group 3.
yeah, you and Albrecht had a mighty battle there.
To be honest, I knew I could let him by because of his penalties, which I knew was going to continue racking up for both of us, but
Yeah,
I didn't want to be left alone in no man's land again. Kind of boring when you do that.
yeah,
But on the final corner, I kind of just let him by. We had a nice little battle to the finish. Kind of side
yeah,
by side. Good moments
yeah.
for Drive to Survive and other highlights throughout the season.
Jonah, do you have Tommy? Can you invite Tommy? I don't think he's in my friends list.
Yeah, let me see. I
Um,
can quickly invite him.
Speedy. So, the sprint race. How did your sprint race go, Speedy?
Well, it was chaotic, to say the least.
Oh, you tell us about the starts. The starts looked funny to us. Like,
So, I had the same thing as Tommy. Or not Tommy, who was it that went? Luke 2 Red. I had the same glitch that you guys in Luke 2 Red had. But the thing is, my thing was overlaying another 5 red lights, which is the one that pops up as a UI, which sometimes doesn't pop up. And I used that to basically tell when it was actually going to go out, because I don't trust the actual on-track ones due to this game being buggy, of course.
yeah, the starts looked funny in both the sprint race and the main race. Like, it ended up working out pretty well, but it didn't look quite right for sure on the broadcast. But it still was pretty successful cross-play race there. So, where did
Lot
you
more
end up?
successful than Group 2 last week.
Yeah. So where did you end up with the combined sprint and main race?
I believe... I'm not sure if I finished in the points on the sprint race. I think I finished 6th there, and then I finished 6th in the main race, so...
Well, that's
I
pretty
believe I
solid.
got about 10 points.
Yeah, that's solid if you got sixth in both races. Yeah.
And I qualified 6th, so...
A lot of sixes, Speedy.
Triple 6.
Yeah, we had a good turnout for Group 3. I think 16 cars. So that was good.
But, definitely the low side of the sprint was when... So, our shredding actually told me in the Discord chat that he was getting forced from behind into me, which then caused Ian to get spun out, because whoever was behind our stratting was basically forcing every car ahead because there was a bunch of contact ahead, which caused the checkup.
Yeah, we might have to
So-
try. I hosted the lobby. Maybe we'll have to try somebody else next week.
Well,
I don't know.
it wasn't lag that was causing the contact. It was just the weather.
Oh,
Someone broke way too hard going up the corner, and they kind of checked up the entire field.
yeah.
And then I ended up spinning the in, which I wasn't attempting to do.
So you just did 2 sprint races in a row, right? Group 2 and Group 3.
Yes.
That's
With-
pretty epic.
With
Yeah.
like a small amount of dinner. 'Cause that's what I was eating before joining the session.
But
An
it sounds
eventful
like
day.
sounds like you're enjoying Group 3 though. So
I mean, I definitely think that I have a shot of good championship position. Who knows,
Yeah.
maybe even my first win here.
yep.
But being the sole Red Bull today definitely put on a bunch of pressure
Mhm.
because we hold the Constructors' Championship lead, and now teams like Alpine, Mercedes, and McLaren are starting to catch us.
Yeah, still early in the season and all kinds of movement can still happen. So we've had 4 different winners, right, Jonah?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep. All right, well, thanks for coming, Speedy, and talking to us.
There was just one more thing I did want to say about the start for the regular race.
Yep.
People have to watch their braking points. I was probably sent about 3 different times on the race start because people were braking way too late. Like, that's what happened between me and Glab. He broke just a bit too late, and it caused us to both spin out.
Are you talking about turn 1?
No, I believe it was turn 3.
Yeah,
where me and Glab collided.
Yeah, that whole first section is always a problem. It's really tricky. Those first few turns there. There tends to be a
Although
lot
it
of...
is,
Yeah.
it is always fun. You do have to say that.
Yep. All right, Jonah. Anything you want to add?
Oh, just want to say, Speedy, thanks so much for racing here in Group 3, and hope you had a fun one. You know, there was a good battle there with Albrecht, of course, and hope to see you next week in Group 2 and maybe even in Group 1 in commentary or whatever. Yeah, just good job this weekend, and congrats on completing 2 races in a row. That's definitely an accomplishment.
Yeah, let's just hope we don't have any 100% sprint races this season.
Oh yeah, that would be crazy.
With
Yeah.
full quali?
Oh my, that's pushing it. But who knows? Who knows what could happen? Thanks, Speedy. Thanks for joining here in Party Chat, and congrats on the results.
Thank you, Jonah, and that was some amazing commentary from you.
Thank you. Yeah, Kevin and Mia did have a fun time here in the commentary booth.
Yeah, I had a good time commentating. Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin, for joining me here in the commentary booth. And viewers, thank you so much for joining us here in the live stream. Can't believe the turnout for the live stream and for the race. 16 people pretty much live throughout the whole race. Pretty awesome to see that. And 16 people showed up as well, so the magic number 16 appears once again here in LSR. But yeah, that's myself, Formula Jonah League founder, and joining me, of course, in the commentary booth was Kevin Cal, Group 3 manager. And Kevin, want to say again, thanks so much for joining me and hosting Group 3.
Yep, my pleasure.
Alrighty, well, viewers, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week. We have our break week, or break couple of days, and then we'll be back next week for 2 different races. We're back in Portugal for Group 1, and it's going to be a little off just because of the thing that we had, the low attendance, and the postponement. But it will be sorted in due time, and we'll be back on schedule consistently. And then for Group 2 and Group 3 on Sunday, it will be the Dutch Grand Prix, the first ever Dutch Grand Prix for LSR. So that'll be a fun weekend, of course. So anyway, that signs us off. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next one.